my Texas A&M Aggies, who are 8-0, go back on the road to travel to Missouri, who are very much in a desperation spot in terms of playoff aspirations, because thankfully they still have some. They're not out of it yet. But also just like Eli Drinkwitz does not really win big games, and they've already missed a couple opportunities to do so this season. And so I think they're just even desperate to win a big game at this point, let alone make the playoffs. I think you have some stats. If you want to read them off.
Missouri hasn't beaten a top 5 opponent, the university, since 2010. Eli Drinkwitz, he took over the COVID year with Missouri, and he's coached since then. Has played 17 ranked games at Mizzou. He is 4-13 over those 17 games. Hey, 4 ranked wins. I'm pretty sure that's basically on par with James Franklin. You think, maybe there's a few top 10 wins in there because it's all SEC games. No. He's beaten number 24 in the country, Boston College. Number 24 in the country, Kentucky. Number 25 in the country, South Carolina. And his best win is number 13, Tennessee, at home.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Hendon Hooker tore his ACL the week prior at South Carolina.
Gotcha. So they didn't even face the starting quarterback of that team.
Yes, I'm pretty sure they faced Joe Milton. Yeah, 4-13. Drinkwitz is the James Franklin of the SEC, which when you look at a stat like this, it is so shocking to see the buzz he is getting for some of these big jobs like LSU, Penn State, Florida. It is diabolical that is even a thing, but he could shut all of that up on Saturday with a win with a true freshman quarterback against the Aggies. Mizzou has only given up, Jack, 81 points in conference play.
Yeah.
That is the second least of the teams in the Power 4. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does that scare you?
For our offense, it scares me a little bit, but not too much, to be honest.
If you had to put a number on it?
Scale of 1 to 10.
Only Iowa has given up less points.
5, honestly. I'm kind of right down the middle because I have two schools of thought on it. One, okay, that's pretty impressive. They've shut down basically everyone. Mm-hmm. And then I go look at A&M, and I go, A&M has basically scored on whoever. It doesn't matter who lines up on the side of the ball. So it's like, what's going to give?
That's a misleading stat. It's a lie stat.
They've not played great offenses.
Missouri's only played 4 conference games, too.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the SEC has played 5 or more. Missouri's given up 20 points per game in conference play. They've also gotten to play Auburn.
Yeah.
Where they gave up 17 points to Jackson Arnold, which is a lot. So it's a completely misleading stat. But that is a stat I have heard from people.
Being like pushed as
gospel. Yes, Mizzou has only given up 81 points in conference play.
Which they do have a good defense, I do want to say. That stat does mislead. I didn't realize they only played 4 conference games.
They're the only team that has.
But they do have a good defense. They're good against the run. Zion Young, Damon Wilson are great off the edges in the pass rush. So that is a worry for me. But first, before we really get into X's, I kind of want to talk about some external stuff about this game.
Sure.
We talked about what it means for Missouri already. Also thinking about how badly they got beat in Kyle Field last year.
Yeah. Revenge game.
Mike Elko's still talking about how A&M's desperate to finish this year. And so, yeah, we're 8-0, but like we're not letting up off the gas. We still feel like we have something to prove. I hope that's true. I want my coach to be able to thread the line of like letting external noise motivate the team while also not letting it be too much. So personally, I hope he saw what the conference playoff committee said Tuesday about the thing being the difference between A&M and Indiana and Ohio State being A&M's defense isn't that good. Mm-hmm. I hope he sees that. I hope the defense sees that. I hope that motivates him to go make a statement Saturday. The committee's right, by the way, but that doesn't mean A&M has to like it and that A&M can't use that to try and go prove something.
He's not going to like that whatsoever.
He's a defensive guy. Jalen Catalon, the 8th-year senior, whatever, saying that, we just have to make Marcel Reed play quarterback and we're good. Pretty bold. This game always just ends up with some weird noise around it. We'll see who gives. Last year it was a blanket being put in one of Missouri
Oh,
wide
yeah,
receivers'
yeah.
hotel room, supposedly being from our defensive back who calls himself the blanket, and basically was like, "You better get used to this because it's going to be real tomorrow."
That was for Luther Burden?
Theo Weiss.
Theo Weiss, that's
Yeah.
right.
Why didn't go to Luther Burden? I don't know. Went to Theo Weiss. I guess they thought he needed some extra motivation.
Diabolical.
It did not work. But there's a lot of external stuff, and now we can get more to the X's and O's.
Go ahead.
You got it.
Okay. I think for one, it's going to be a complete misconception right now that without Bo Prabula, Missouri has no chance in this game. They showed that in the Vanderbilt game that they have a chance. They fought with Matt Zollers. Matt Zollers is a true freshman quarterback. He's a 4-star, 95 overall rating, depending on what site you're looking at, which is a really high 4-star. That's almost a 5-star. He's converted in the Vandy game in the second half, tied and down 7. It was a 4th and 2 and a 4th and 3, if I'm not mistaken. 4th and 2 and 4th and 3 with Ahmad Hardy. You could just run the football. Missouri didn't. They threw the ball, and Matt Zollers picked up both first downs. So they like what they have with Matt Zollers. They also have an advantage where Matt Zollers has played 1.5 quarters. So A&M has no tape on a true freshman quarterback. Well, they have no clue what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Elko was talking about going and watching his high school tape to try and get ready for the game because that's what you got.
High school tape can be deceiving as
Correct.
well. We've seen Bryce Underwood's high school tape, and then now we've seen what he's done at Michigan. So they have that advantage, Mizzou does, where they can completely open up the playbook. They could have a completely different playbook because we've seen even like in State's perspective, when Kamario Taylor came in the game against Arkansas, Lebby called a completely different game because he had a completely different quarterback, and a good offensive coordinator will do that. Kamario is better with his legs than he is with his arm. Blake Shapen really didn't have much legs for the most part. Definitely not compared to Kamario. So Lebby called it completely different. Will Missouri do the same with Zollers and Bo Prabula? Because they are different. Zollers is more of a pocket passer. He can use his legs, but he's definitely not the runner that Bo Prabula is. And they won't use the quarterback run as much. I would expect, especially against this Aggie front seven.
Yeah.
On the Aggie front seven, I think they are the key to the game because they're the sledgehammer. They are the sledgehammer to this game. They can just break the wall completely down to Missouri. Or you could miss and hit yourself in the foot. If Cassius Howell and that front seven have any impact compared to what they had in the LSU game, then this game has no chance. Even if Marcel Reed does have to play quarterback.
And it goes poorly, yeah.
It won't matter because Missouri won't be able to move the football. The front seven will dominate Ahmad Hardy in the run game, and they'll dominate Matt Zollers in that pass protection group. If they dominate like I wrote in my notes, if they dominate, it's over. Even if the Aggies score 17 points,
sure, it
could look a lot like the Auburn game.
Yeah,
where the defensive line just dominates Auburn for the entire game. What was it, 7 or 9 sacks? One of the two. I think it was in between.
I think it was. I actually don't know. I think it was 7 though.
Okay,
I think it was. 7.
They just dominated Auburn in that front. Arnold held on to the ball too long, and so with a true freshman quarterback, you might expect the same from Matt Zollers. And so Cassius Howell and the Aggies front control the game for me. If they are kind of slowed down, then maybe Missouri has a chance. Ahmad Hardy, though, has to cook. He has to be 120 yards plus. You have to be getting key runs on first and second down. So Matt Zollers is in those third downs where they've at least shown in a quarter and a half that they trust him on third and short, fourth and short. For Missouri, like I said, they have this advantage. So why not just open up the playbook, show stuff that you've never seen, or that you've never shown, that A&M has never seen. You have the element of surprise. So why not take a chance? Because your playoff run is on the line. Eli Drinkwitz, I just think human nature, it is impossible to not think about the buzz that he's getting for future jobs and to think of this as an opportunity for him.
Showcase game.
More than it is an opportunity for his team.
Yeah.
And I want to be a great coach one day, but I think it can be hard to be not selfish in those kinds of scenarios. And so Drinkwitz, I think, wants this game just as much as Missouri does.
Yeah.
So he take a chance. No reason to stick to a conservative game plan where you just hand it off to Ahmad Hardy on first and second down. You get to 3rd and 5. Matt Zollers gets sacked.
Yeah.
That can't be what the drives look like. Try to take deep shots. Try to punch first. Try to hit him over the top with Kevin Coleman. Run a flea flicker on the first damn play. Do something crazy and try to punch A&M because you're in front of your home crowd. You're going to have that opportunity to get that crowd going against the Aggies. So there's just no reason to stick to a conservative game plan. That being said, if Cassius Howell and the Aggie front seven have a different game plan in mind, it won't matter.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting matchup because the Missouri offensive line is pretty good, but the A&M front seven has not been slowed down this season really at all. So can Missouri be the first to do so? And even the same matchup on the flip side of the ball, the edges for Missouri have been very good at getting after the quarterback. Marcel Reed's only been sacked 6 times this season. The offensive line does a fantastic job of keeping him clean. So can they get home? And then on the quarterback thing real quick, I don't feel any differently about this game on who's playing quarterback.
Fair.
Bo was a great runner. He never showed me enough as a passer to truly scare me. And so then the unknown about Zollers kind of replaces that. And so sure, maybe he's not a good enough runner, but I would almost just rather know who I was playing as an A&M fan. My couple keys for A&M real quick is slow down Ahmad Hardy. He's really not been great in SEC games. A couple 50-yard performances and then a 90-yard performance against Vandy. And then he had a good 100-plus yard performance against South Carolina. It's South Carolina. You should do that. For A&M, can you hold them to 3 or less explosive runs? It is kind of my thing.
Sure.
Because I don't think Missouri is going to truly be able to march the ball up and down the field on this A&M team. I like Zollers, but he's a freshman. You get into a lot of third downs against this A&M team. They're going to get you off the field. They've done it all season. Mike Elko's he gives you all these different looks on third down. I don't trust a freshman, even with good ability, to consistently be able to dissect that and know what to look for.
Agreed.
And so then also when you hopefully hold Ahmad Hardy to 3 or less explosive runs, can they be for like 18 yards instead of, that was a 50-yard touchdown run? That's a lot better. And then, offensively just protect Marcel Reed. Try and get something going in the running game. But it's similar to I don't want to say it's similar. I like A&M has more options. Okay, the run game doesn't work. Mario Craver, Casey Conception, the tight ends. You have multiple options. Find something that works. Don't get overwhelmed by the crowd. I don't expect y'all to. Y'all went into Death Valley just fine.
That crowd is not Death Valley by any means.
Exactly.
Either.
So this really feels like a game, and my last thing, we can get to picking it. I feel like A&M in some capacity has to beat themselves to lose this game, whether it's
absolutely
the front seven pins their ears back too much and doesn't play gap sound and they just get shredded by Ahmad Hardy. Marcel Reed throws multiple picks because he has to play quarterback. There's fumbles. You get another punt blocked, which we've had 2 punts blocked in a couple of our biggest games.
Yeah.
But if we can just go in and play clean, sound football and do what we have been doing, I like our chances a lot. Not in like a blowout or anything, but kind of around where the spread is sitting.
My pick first. This is Missouri's first time starting a true freshman quarterback since 2015. That quarterback was Drew Lock, who started as a freshman the final 8 games for Missouri in 2015. Will Matt Zollers have that similar performance? I can't wait to see. This is not our first Missouri game that I've previewed, but it will be the first time that I'm mentioning that one of my brother's best friends plays for Mizzou. He's a safety.
That's cool.
He's a true freshman, so
he's not like Jalen Catalon.
No, he's got 3 tackles.
Oh, that's really cool.
This year. So if he gets to play, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see it, especially against the Aggies. He's a 3-star safety from Sequoia High School.
That's fire.
Home of the Chiefs. Sequoia big, Sequoia small. That being said, this spread is 6.5. I love taking 6.5 favorites, and so I'm going to take the Aggies to cover and win the 6.5. I just think this is a game that they will be able to roll the punches. They'll extend their winning streak. They'll get another win. They'll avoid the 8-4 season, which is still on the board.
Yeah, it is. Sadly.
And they will be 9-0. So give me the Aggies. I just think Missouri. You look the stat that leads it 4-13 in ranked games under Eli Drinkwitz. There's no reason to believe in them yet, especially with a true freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
Against this front seven. So give me the Aggies to win comfortably by double digits.
I completely agree. It comes across as mean a little bit. But, yeah, Missouri has shown nothing in their bigger games that they can go win it. In one, that Bama game, they just kind of go out and flat out beat you. And then in the Vandy game, you kind of go beat yourself. You don't take advantage of the opportunities you have in front of you. And then your QB goes down. It's just a tough spot to be in.
Mm-hmm.
The Aggies are rolling. They should be able to go in and cover and get this win. If they are who they want to be taken, they're desperate to be taken in a certain light. If you want to be perceived that way, this is a game you need to go and just handle business. It doesn't have to be anything flashy.
Yeah.
But go handle business. Don't make it be oh, wow, Missouri's leading at the end of the third quarter. How'd that happen? Just go handle business. Prove you're the better team because you are the better team. The better team doesn't always win, but you have more talent. You have, more chemistry. You're playing better ball right now. So just go continue doing that and go get the win, and they'll cover. And Sanders also has A&M covering, so we have a clean sweep there.